There are engines that reach 500,000 kilometers without a single major failure, and identical engines that don't make it past 150,000. The difference is almost never luck. It's maintenance, but not the basic kind everyone knows. These are 13 things shops rarely suggest because there's no money in recommending them. Some cost less than $10. Others are free. And number 1 is a daily habit most drivers do without knowing it's shortening their engine's life. Secret 13. Replace the air filter based on condition, not just mileage. Your engine breathes thousands of liters of air for every liter of fuel. When that air passes through a clogged filter, the engine works harder. In modern fuel-injected engines, a dirty filter reduces efficiency by 2 to 6%. But the real damage is particles slipping through a deteriorated filter and scratching cylinder walls microscopically. That wear is cumulative and irreversible. A quality filter costs $15 to $25. Change it every 15,000 to 25,000 kilometers under normal conditions, or every 10,000 in dusty environments. If you pull it out and it's visibly clogged, change it regardless of mileage. Secret 12. Clean the throttle body every 50,000 to 60,000 kilometers. The throttle body controls airflow into the engine. Over time, a sticky layer of oil residue and carbon builds up on the throttle plate. Symptoms: lazy acceleration, unstable idle, and the car feeling sluggish. Remove the air intake tube, spray throttle body cleaner, wipe gently. 30 minutes, $6. Important: on most modern vehicles, you'll need to reset the idle adaptation values afterward. Some cars do this automatically after driving a few minutes. Others require a scan tool or key-on procedure. Check your model's reset process before starting. Skipping this step causes rough idle until the computer relearns. Secret 11. Clean the MAF sensor regularly. The mass airflow sensor measures air entering the engine using elements thinner than a human hair. Every 30,000 to 50,000 kilometers, oil vapor and dust build up invisibly. When the MAF sends wrong data, the computer miscalculates fuel delivery. Rough idle, erratic acceleration, poor economy. Shops see the codes and jump to replacing injectors or O2 sensors. The real fix costs $8. Buy MAF sensor cleaner specifically, never carb cleaner or brake cleaner. Remove the sensor with a Torx screwdriver, spray 3 short bursts with the element facing down, dry 5 minutes, reinstall. If you use a K and N oiled filter, clean the MAF every time you re-oil it. Excess oil is the #1 cause of chronic MAF contamination. Secret 10. About the oxygen sensor. The truth: O2 sensors operate above 600 degrees Fahrenheit and largely self-clean during normal driving. We don't recommend cleaning them with gasoline or solvents. Multiple sources confirm this can damage the internal ceramic components. What you should do: before any shop replaces your O2 sensors for $200 to $400, make sure the MAF is clean first. Most lean codes come from a dirty MAF, not a failed O2. If the code persists more than a week after cleaning the MAF, then the O2 likely needs replacement, $30 to $50 at any parts store. Secret 9. Use quality synthetic oil. Synthetic oil maintains lubricating properties at higher temperatures and resists degradation better than conventional. The difference is documented in used oil analysis. A synthetic change costs about $30 more, but the protection is worth it. Follow your manual's viscosity recommendation. Change every 5,000 to 7,000 kilometers or 6 months, whichever comes first. Don't trust extended intervals of 15,000 kilometers. Mechanics with decades of experience say those intervals are set for warranty periods, not maximum engine life. One viewer reported over 500,000 kilometers on conventional oil with religious changes. So conventional works, but synthetic gives more margin, especially in heat. Secret 8. Replace spark plugs before they fail. Spark plugs lose efficiency long before symptoms appear. The interval depends on type. copper, every 30,000 kilometers. Platinum, every 60,000 kilometers. Iridium, every 80,000 to 100,000 kilometers. Check your manual. A quality set costs $40 to $100. Don't wait for misfires. Replacing on schedule keeps combustion efficient and can save 5 to 10% in fuel you'd otherwise waste. Secret 7. Change coolant on schedule. Never skip it. Coolant lubricates the water pump, prevents corrosion, and maintains stable temperatures. Modern extended life coolant lasts 5 to 7 years. But if you keep your car beyond that, it needs changing. Old coolant becomes electrically conductive and causes internal corrosion that attacks sensors, gaskets, and the water pump. Repair cost: $800 to $2,000. Coolant change: under $50. Drain completely. Flush with distilled water until clean. Fill with the correct coolant for your vehicle. Secret 6. About engine flush. Critical warning. This is where the original version of this advice was dangerously wrong, and multiple experienced mechanics called it out. Engine flush goes in. You run the engine at idle for 10 to 15 minutes maximum, then drain everything immediately. You do not drive with flush in the oil. Multiple mechanics confirmed that driving with flush strips lubricating properties and can destroy bearings and crankshaft surfaces. One viewer reported destroying his engine this way. Second warning: on engines over 120,000 kilometers that have never had flush, it can dislodge large deposits that block oil passages. If your engine has high mileage and no flush history, the safer approach is shortening oil change intervals for the next 3 to 4 changes. Let the detergents in quality synthetic oil clean gradually. Secret 5. Check the PCV valve. The PCV valve controls crankcase ventilation. When it clogs, excess pressure forces oil through seals. Classic sign: oil level drops, but no puddles under the car. On older vehicles with external PCV, remove it and shake. It should rattle. No sound means it's stuck. On many modern engines, the PCV system is integrated into the valve cover. On certain VW and Audi models, accessing it requires significant disassembly. Check your specific vehicle. This isn't always a 5-minute job. A standalone PCV valve costs under $10. Integrated systems cost more and may need professional help. Secret 4. If idle vibrates excessively, investigate the right way. Excessive vibration at idle wears out engine mounts, $200 to $500 each to replace. But here's what the original script got wrong. It recommended adjusting idle with a screw on the throttle body. Multiple mechanics corrected this. That only applies to older carbureted engines. On modern fuel-injected vehicles, idle speed is electronically controlled by the ECU. If your modern car has rough idle, the most common causes are a dirty throttle body, vacuum leaks, a failing idle air control valve, or a dirty MAF sensor. Start with the cleanings already covered. If idle remains rough, have a mechanic check for vacuum leaks. A cracked intake hose is often the culprit. Secret 3. Hydrogen decarbonization. Realistic expectations. Carbon builds up in combustion chambers, valves, and pistons. Hydrogen decarbonization introduces hydrogen through the intake that reacts with carbon deposits at high temperature, converting them to water vapor and CO2. Results vary. Some drivers report 3 to 8% fuel improvement depending on prior condition. Don't expect miracles. A mechanically worn engine won't regenerate with any chemical treatment. Fuel additive decarbonizers are a more accessible alternative with more modest results. One viewer asked if this clogs the catalytic converter. In most cases, deposits exit as gas, not solids. But on heavily carboned engines, it's worth checking the converter afterward. Secret 2. Warm up by driving gently, not by idling forever. The myth of idling. 5 to 10 minutes comes from the carburetor era. Modern engines are designed to operate immediately. But viewer feedback added important nuance. You shouldn't just start and floor it either. Several experienced drivers pointed out that a brief idle lets oil pressure build and reach all components before the engine takes load. This is valid. The balanced approach: start the engine, wait 30 to 60 seconds for oil pressure to stabilize. You'll see the pressure light go out and RPM drop from cold start high. Then drive gently. Keep RPM below 2,500 for the first 5 kilometers. In extremely cold weather, wait 60 to 90 seconds. Extended idling beyond that wastes fuel, causes incomplete combustion, and builds carbon deposits. The engine warms up faster under light load than sitting still. Secret 1. Avoid repetitive short trips. This is the most damaging habit and the most common. Every 5-minute trip means your engine never reaches its operating temperature of approximately 90 degrees Celsius. During those first minutes, oil is cold and doesn't lubricate optimally. Combustion is incomplete. Residues that would normally burn off and exit through the exhaust stay inside, on valves, in injectors, in the oil itself. Over time, oil becomes contaminated with unburned fuel and water condensation, accelerating sludge formation. Combine errands into one trip. Walk or bike for short distances. And at least once a week, take a 20 to 30-minute highway drive so the engine reaches full temperature and burns off accumulated residues. One viewer kept a Chevrolet engine running for 550,000 kilometers following these principles. The pattern is always the same. Let the engine reach temperature. Keep fluids clean. Don't skip the basics. A note on diesel. Multiple viewers asked, does this apply to diesel? Most principles apply, but diesel has additional considerations. Fuel filter changes are more critical. Injector cleaning differs, and the DPF regeneration cycle means short trips are even more damaging for diesels. That deserves its own video. None of these require specialized tools. Most cost under $50. The difference between 150,000 kilometers and 400,000 isn't luck. It's attention to details nobody reminds you about. Which one were you not doing? Tell us in the comments.